Okay, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Um, I am taking over. I am doing my Aunt Debbie show for her today. The name of her show is Let's Talk with Deborah, right?
Let's talk about it.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
let's talk.
about it with Deborah. Aaron, I barely know the name of my show. I can't tell you the name of anybody else's show.
So, we're gonna talk about the earthquake. New Jersey had an earthquake, and I didn't know nothing about it until my aunt told me about it, and then I started looking it up.
Oh.
And what did you find out, Aaron?
Well, there was no fatalities or nothing like that. It wasn't. It it was it was a 2.5, I think, tremor or something like that.
All right now. So the way I
Oh, 4.8.
You're in a different state, Aaron.
Yeah, it
So
was
keep that in
4.8.
mind.
yeah the way I read it out, Taiwan was the day before with a 7.6,
Mhm.
and then California,
California.
Carolina, New York, Pennsylvania, all the way up.
Well,
New
he's in the
Jersey.
Carolinas.
No, I know. New Jersey, all the way up to Boston was between 2 and 5, all the way up
Oh.
the East Coast.
Well, I read somewhere it was went all the way up to 7
On the East Coast?
on the East Coast. Some
Wow.
parts. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because it depended, I guess, on where you are. Cause, okay, so
Right.
I know they say New York has one of the largest fault lines in the country. And it's amazing, and thankfully so, that this area, including the tri-state area, hasn't received more, you know? And then the one thing I also thought about was all that rain the days before
Right.
loosened up so much soil
And the
that
rain
we
is
are
probably
truly
part of the cause. Yeah.
we are truly fortunate that more things hadn't come down. I've heard about more fatalities from the rain with trees. That rain was fierce.
Yes.
Did you all get it in Carolina?
We got rain and the wind blew kind of hard, but
Yeah.
we didn't feel the earthquake or nothing.
Yeah, no, they reported Carolina
It was
had an
heavy rains
earthquake.
and heavy winds.
Yeah.
All right.
That wind was blowing so hard, and I'm not a scary person, but I got out of my bed and came and slept in the living room, in the front room, because my window sounded like it was going to bust out any minute.
It was crazy. I was at work, and it was just like stuff blowing everywhere,
Mm.
like trash.
Oh, so you weren't driving in it?
Yeah.
No, yesterday we had a couple of people, especially from the south, that were driving in it, and they were like, and that wind was blowing my car just. And I remember driving in a bad storm like that when I lived in New York, upstate New York, and sometimes it feels like it's going to lift your car and take it away, and I had to get under an underpass, and I just kind of like parked over on the side under underpass. I said, I'm going to sit here and wait, because it was during a hurricane, and my car was, in upstate we had a lot of them, and my car was weaving, and I had to really hold on to the steering wheel. And when I got under the underpass, I said, no, I got to stop and pull over for a minute. And I went on the side of the road where if your car breaks down, they got that little piece on the side. And then I looked up, and there were like 4 or 5 other cars on the side with me. Yeah, because that was a major. That was my first major hurricane.
Wow. I've never been in a hurricane before.
Yeah, but living in the city, I lived in New York City. I lived in Brooklyn. We're in the center, so when it was a bad hurricane, by the time it got to us, it was a bad storm. But this was upstate in the open area. Ain't nothing but farms and everything out there, so the hurricane ain't had nothing to do but mess with the cars on the highway.
Aaron,
I'm glad you're okay.
Aaron, have you seen Maddie?
Nope.
Because I'm an alien and I'm trying to find her.
Okay, I'm on a podcast right now. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I hope that's not the dog she lost.
No, they playing hide and seek, and he want me to tell where she at, which is cheating.
Oh, she cheating, huh?
How old is the youngest, Aaron?
4.
4. And the oldest with you now?
6.
6. I wonder what they understood about hurricanes, even if they didn't experience the hurricane. Because children are so wise. And those
yes, they are, especially these days. I said they have to be wise.
Do they have tornado watch at y'all school?
Huh?
Do they have tornado watch at y'all school?
Yeah.
What y'all have to do in tornado watch?
We have to go somewhere, and then we have to do this. Heads is down, but sometimes
Y'all had to get down on the floor.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes we go into the sometimes we sit down and we just sit into the wall.
Sit by the wall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what they probably did during the tornado. Did y'all hear about the coming?
Yes, hold it.
I think Friday is gonna be a solar eclipse.
Daddy, you open this. I do it.
Go play.
Goodbye,
I am here.
You remember what they used to teach us when in elementary school when there's an eclipse? What we had to do?
Not look at the sun, not look up
Directly,
at the sky.
right? And they had us make these little gadgets with a little hole in like a cardboard, and make like a hole and look at it through that. And now that I look back, I said that was so dumb.
They didn't want you to get the full spectrum. I hear a couple of different things about the eclipse, which I believe is coming tonight.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Aaron.
I didn't know it was coming tonight. I thought it was coming on Friday.
So you were watching for nothing? No, I'm only kidding.
No, Friday coming.
Yeah, Friday.
I heard. Okay, no, I think I heard it was tonight.
Because all the schools is supposed to get off.
Friday also.
Yeah, all the schools are supposed to get off of spring break on Friday, but they're gonna have no school just because of.
Okay, so maybe it's coming later on in the week. But I find it, what I'm hearing is that it's like 2 portals of energy that are crossing but also opening. So on a metaphysical level, you could just stare at it, not really on a metaphysical level. On a human level, you could just stare at it. But on a metaphysical level, you can use that open portal time for like your meditation and your affirmations and just different protocols that you may be aware of that can help bring to fruition the things that you want in life, because this is what I hear. So check that out.
I've heard that long before, a long time ago, but I don't know. I've never tried it. I have to be honest.
I have to look that up. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, we I was in elementary and we talked about eclipse, and it's happened several times since then, but I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. It was just the only thing I remember is how you have to make the thing with the little hole in it to look through that little hole and don't look at it directly because it can make you blind. And I have to say, I've never looked at one directly. And I still went blind.
So I'll tell a little story, if I could, about hurricanes and tsunamis and earthquakes. So back in 2010, I received a message through my antennas that we were going to be getting a tsunami. And so I was sharing it, Living on Far Rockaway, I was looking at the ocean, literally right out the window, and a young lady came and she said, "Oh my God, Ivadine, you live right here on the ocean, on the beach. That's so beautiful." I said, "But every time I look at it, I see it rising." She says, "What?" I said, "Every time I look at it, I see it rising." And so, through the process, I'm still talking. I pick up a lot of people during my driving experience, and we're just talking. And when I mentioned to this one lady in Brooklyn, because I was telling her I wanted to move more inland, away from the water, and she sat on many different national, international boards as well. And when I mentioned to her that I felt we were going to get a tsunami, she said, "You're absolutely correct." She said, "And it's going to reach the second floor of my house." And she lived inland in Brooklyn, and she had a brownstone. And she said, "It's going to hit the second floor of my house. That's how high it will be." And I said, "Okay, thank you." And it was just my confirmation that my antennas was getting the right information. We never gave it. She said within 5 years. That is what she said, within 5 years. But then we had, so she said, so one other customer told me when we were talking about it, she says, "Well, tsunamis are started by earthquakes."
Yep.
I said, "I did not know that."
I was told that.
2 o'clock the next day, we had an earthquake, right, here in New York. So this is like in 2010. We had Eileen, my conversation, the earthquake the next day after the person told me that. And I kind of just looked up and said, "No, you didn't have to prove it." I believed it when I heard it. But then we got Sandy, right?
Right.
And Sandy was pretty vicious. But many people said it was a test. So when I heard her tell me that tsunamis are started by earthquakes, I thought to myself, what are the submarines doing at the bottom of the ocean 365? What are they doing? Because, science and exploration, it is all about trial and error, and getting answers. That's what science is about: trial, error, experimentation, sometimes elimination, and getting answers. So I just wondered, what are the seismologists doing? What's causing the tsunamis? What's causing the earthquakes?
They probably digging into under the sea.
Is it all natural or
No.
earth?
I think this is just my thought process. When they're digging and going under and looking for whatever they might be looking for, they're messing with the natural order of things. You know, when they send these spaceships up to space, and they're messing with the natural order of things. Because they're breaking through things that I don't think it's meant for them to be breaking through. If that makes sense.
That kind of makes sense to me, but at the same time, I mean, because that's what we have going on with global warming.
Oh, definitely.
And so they send all of the things that we have
years ago, at least 10, 15 years ago, they said we're messing up the ozone, and it's going to cause global. That's the first time I heard about global warming. I was in my first or second year of college.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's possible with everything else that's going on too that we upsetting the order of things,
the natural
and that's
order
why
of
we
things.
having these. Mhm.
Right.
But some of it also is that I think we were meant to explore, but I think some things we do go extreme, like some things we shouldn't be doing. And when they know it's things that how negatively it affects us, they continuously do that thing again and again. So I believe that we were supposed to explore. I think, the way God made us, knowing that we only use probably less than 10% of our brain. So imagine how amazing we would be using full capacity of our brain. So I know that, the way God made us, we were able to do extraordinary things and do the abnormal type of thing, extraordinary things. So I think we were meant to be that way, because you see how we evolved from the beginning of time until now. We came a long way. So some of these things are definitely, I believe, intended. But I do think that we at times overdo some of the things that we know affect us in a negative way. After we learn that thing is not good, then we should discontinue it.
Or find another way.
Right. If we discontinue it, we will have to find another way. Just like they doing with the plastic bags. We're not using the plastic bags the same way, although some people still use the plastic bag, but they're using the recyclable bags and carrying them. But there's still some few that use in a regular bag. So it's about trial and error, learning as we go along and making the necessary adjustments, I believe. So on yesterday, that I experienced the earthquake, I had a good laugh because I felt like it was like a scene from Exorcism here. My bed was shaking. I'm laying across the bed and the wind blowing and everything shaking up in the room. Then I'm talking to my other half in the hospital, and he says the bed is shaking, the TV is shaking, and nurses and everybody is like, you feel that? Then my granddaughter calls me and says, Grandma, the floor was shaking. I was laying down, the floor started shaking. Then my mom was like, the bed is shaking, and everybody. But then at the same time in West Orange, my sister and my brother didn't feel anything. But they said this went as far as Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York, and different places, so certain people felt it and some people didn't.
And you said it was felt in North Carolina, but Aaron was steady.
At the same time,
an earthquake with you, Deborah. That was an earthquake. That was the devil shaking your bed.
I knew someone would come on and tell the truth.
A troublemaker. It's always those troublemakers come on live. No, but my sister asked me, did I do that? I said, she said, did you do that? I said, what? Did I do that? Like her. But I was like, if the devil was trying to shake me up, he got another thing coming. He got to come better than that. Because I got an attitude. I got an attitude like, you better stop playing. I couldn't even be scared. I wasn't scared. I wasn't shook or anything. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But some people didn't feel it to the extreme that I felt it, so I could understand them not being moved by it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, my bed was shaking, the wall was shaking, and then I felt the tremor at 6 o'clock too.
And I was on the phone with Forrest, talking to Forrest, and he said, well, yo, you feel that? And they said we should expect that for 2 more weeks at least, different little tremors from this. You know, that was major. People think a 4.8 is nothing. It could have been deadly.
Mm.
And
all it is God telling y'all, I'm tired of playing with y'all, so I'm going to show y'all what I can really do. Because he's tired of this mess. He's sick of that devil that's walking around with that yellow hair. And let people know how he
what
is.
Pastor Teller told you about that. Reverend Teller told you to be good. Yeah.
I'm being good. I didn't mention no name.
Uh-huh. I believe that it's things to get our attention to, because we know that these are the signs of the last days, and we don't know when the last day is, so we can't pinpoint it. But I know God is trying to get our attention, and even in your personal life, I'm telling people that God is doing things in your personal life to get your attention. So you need to start paying attention and line up with what he's trying to tell you to do, because it's a bunch of garbage we just got ourselves in, and we need to get ourselves out of it.
I hope y'all get out of it, because, see, I ain't in it. I'm standing on the outside. I've been trying to tell y'all for a long time, but y'all never listen.
That's right. I'm on the outside looking in, too.
Googans have to monitor themselves, too, especially Ava, whatever species she is.
I am human. I am a female human.
Mr. Gray?
Yeah.
So I was listening to a radio program today on Sirius, and they were speaking about the ramifications of the Israeli attack on the aid workers yesterday. And we are on the brink, literally on the edge, on the border, speaking of the borders, on the border of a global war because of their retaliation. So we think when things are happening, sometimes we believe it's natural, which I personally do not. But what if it's actually tests from other countries? Because all of the military shares water. All of the military. They all down there together with their sonic beams and all up in the satellites. Everybody has the same access to everything from under the I'll say under the water, because there's a surface even under that ocean, and above. They're all sharing the same space with the same technology, some with more forceful weaponry. But what if the earthquake was an attack?
Okay. Here's what I believe. God has said that there will be another destruction. It would not be by water or fire, but man will destroy himself. Now, when God made earth, from what I've understand over these years that I've been here, he gave us 84. He's given us this planet, and he put everything that we needed. But we weren't they weren't satisfied with the planet. They tore it up, and after they tore it up, then they went to outer space. I've only watched or started to watch one space liftoff in all the space liftoff they've had, and that's the one that blew up. Because I wasn't even supposed to watch that. Because there's nothing in outer space that belongs to us. God gave us Earth and gave us everything that we needed on Earth to exist. So why do we want, and we don't even know everything about Earth?
Mm-hmm.
I was telling some people last night, we had a talk, and I said, even all the traveling I've done, I haven't been up to the North Pole. And all, you want to be in all that ice? I said, but do you know what's under that ice? So we got under the ice that we don't know about. I know that from the first time I went to Alaska to the last time I went to Alaska was as different as day and night. When I first went to Alaska, it was clean, it was cold, it was beautiful. The last time I went to Alaska, all the ice and snow was dirty, was brown, was black. So we are tearing up Earth, and God says, this is my land for you to enjoy, not to destroy. See, y'all got it, they got it twisted. They thought enjoyment meant destroying. Because another thing you must look at, from reading in Sodom and Gomorrah, everything that good and bad was going on. What's happening now? Everything good, bad, and indifferent is going on.
That's right.
How can you tell me in 1960 drugs are bad for me, but in 2021 you can sell it on the corner? So it's all about money. And what does it says in the Bible? You cannot honor God and mammon.
Right.
So he's telling you, he told us, he showed y'all, but you don't want to listen. And the reason I keep saying y'all, because I feel I'm not from here.
Right.
Because, see, you said jokingly, but I really do. In 1958, in my economic class, I had a major argument. Number one, the only black in the school. Number two, the only one in economic class. And I'm saying, wait a minute, why are y'all talking about inventing something and making a lot of people millionaires? How is that going to help? Is that going to help everybody? I said, half of y'all in here are poorer than I am. So why are you worrying about making somebody a millionaire? What is that going to do? So right now, in this world that we live in, there are people with so much money, they have it in what they call offshore banks. They can't spend it.
Yep,
they don't need it. But we got people here in New Jersey, New York, Florida, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and I'll just name those 5 that are so poor, they don't know where their next cup of water's coming from. And then you got people delivering food and aid in marked cars get blown up by drones, which have to be driven by a human through controls or computers. They're blown up, and they said it's an accident. Wait, I'm blind, and I can see better than that. But why is the United States still backing Israel? Because there are so many Jewish people in this country who have done good. But just because you and I did good, that don't mean everybody that's black does good.
That's right.
But, and it said the next war would be started by not a major power, but by someone small. They are small. And that's what's going to go on. The Jews are totally wrong. Because, first of all, that's not their land. The United States gave them that in 1948, 49, when they made them a state for them to share it with the Palestinians. So now I'm sharing my house with you. I tell you, okay, you're homeless. I'm going to let you live in my bedroom. And I come home one night and you tell me, well, hey, look, this bedroom ain't big enough for me, so you can't come into your living room. I said, well, I don't need all of the room. I'll give you half of my living room. And then the next week I come home, you in my kitchen. Wait a minute, what you in my kitchen for? Man, I didn't have enough room in the bedroom and living room. I got to take some of your kitchen. All right. So now you go further and you come back into my bedroom. Wait a minute, you could take away from me and my wife? No, that ain't happening. And that's what happened in Palestine. You keep taking, and it's just like when you blow up a balloon. You can blow it up, keep blowing it up, and after a while you can't blow because the balloon is telling you, if you keep blowing me, I'm going to pop, but you don't listen. So what happened? It popped. So what happened in Palestine? Now, remember also, Netanyahu, if that's how to pronounce the dummy's name, he gave them the money to make those bombs that went over to that jazz show or rock show or whatever it was. He knew they were going to do that. Why? Because he was making money. It's all about money. And as I started to say, the Bible says you cannot honor mammal and money or money and me. But that's what everybody's honoring is money. Money's more important in this country than anything. They're shutting down hospitals. Why? So that a group can buy it, make it smaller to make more money. They don't care whether you live or die.
You're absolutely right.
So, people aren't paying attention to what is going on. All you got to do is read, listen, and then watch. Now, if I got a half an eye, and that's all I have is a half of one eye, and if I can see certain things that's going on, people with two eyes should be able to see it.
Mr. Gray,
Yes.
Gray, knock, knock. I'm sorry. No, you have one and a half eye.
No, I don't.
You have one.
I'm totally.
No, let me tell you where the other one is, and you haven't seen it lately. In the middle, between your two eyes, you have that third eye that's been open since you were born. That's how you've been able to see beyond what others are seeing.
So you're saying I'm Cyclops. So you're saying I'm Cyclops.
No, it's bigger than that. It's your
right.
third.
Well, that's
eye.
why I say I'm from another planet.
I understood that when you said it in the beginning. I understood
all right.
that. And you know what I'm thinking?
What?
I'm thinking that third eye also has something to do with our mold and our head.
No, it's not mold. It's that when I was young, and everything I'm saying is gospel, I used to listen to my grandfather, and he always told me, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. And I used to talk a lot as a little boy. But older people would say things, and I would listen. And the first thing that I noticed when I was very little, my grandfather smoked. He smoked Camel cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And he was very light-skinned. But his fingers was a different color than his hand. So I asked him one time, hey, Grandpa, how come you 2 colors? After I got picked up off the floor, he said, because I hold a cigarette there. So I said, that's dumb. I got picked up off the floor again. Why would you put something, hold it, and use it every day that's going to discolor, disfigurate you? So I made up my mind when I was little, I ain't smoking. So all you had to do was pay attention. Then I got older, and all of my friends was running around drinking beer and drinking this, and they couldn't walk, couldn't talk, didn't know what they were doing. I had a friend, we went to Brooklyn when we were 16, 17 years old. He got ulcified. He was talking to a young girl. I hate to say it like this, so you young ladies don't beat me up, but you know people have said this. She looked like googly got yam. And he didn't know what was going on. The next day, man, we had a good time, didn't we? I said, I know I did. Yeah, that girl. Who was that girl I was with? And I told him, and he started puking. So if you go drink or do something that's going to make you so sick that you don't know who you with or what you doing, it ain't worth it. So I said I would never get drunk. And I've never been drunk. So it's not that you can't do these things. You just have to have the will or the mindset. And like I've said before, God made me blind to fulfill what he wanted me to do. And I went through a section of my life where I had every and anything I wanted. Every. I was sitting watching a TV show once, and it showed this fantastic island where these people were having fun. I told my lady, let's go there this weekend. So we went because I had the money. And then years later, God said, nah, you ain't doing the right thing with this stuff, so I'm going to take it. So he took $1,200,000. It was gone. I told my mother, I said, things would be a little different. Then I went blind. No, then I got cancer. Then I went blind. I said, wow, what did I do, God? And then he showed me how to take care of people. I haven't missed a meal, haven't missed a trip, haven't missed anything. Do I have the type of money I used to have? No. Do I miss it? Not really, because I do any and everything I want. So he showed me that not having all of that and gave me enough sense to learn how to save a little bit of this, that, and the third, I'm able to do things now. But people, even people in my family, do not understand. If they don't have a lot of money, man, I can't do this because I ain't got no money. How do you do everything you do? Well, when I get ready to do it, if I don't have money in my pocket, I go over to the bank, I draw out some money, I buy a ticket, and I'm gone. And then every time I help people, I don't know where it comes from, but God gives me more to do the same thing.
Yeah.
We were put here to help each other, not hurt each other.
Exactly.
And we don't help. All we figure, the only help we do, if I help somebody do something, I got to get something back. Well, you did get something back. You're still alive. You're walking. You're talking. You're breathing. All of this is getting back. Because that greenback dollar bill, it can burn, it can disappear, and you still don't have nothing.
That's true. And I think that she's absolutely right, right in there. some of these things are because of people doing different things too. Not all, but some of them are because they are doing different things too. And because they're digging in the earth trying to find the money, they're trying to get the oil, they're trying to get the diamonds. They got all these get rich schemes going on. It's just upsetting the whole order of things. But God did tell us these times was coming. He knew what they was going to do before they knew what they was going to do. So I think that we should tap into our spiritual sense and just listen to God, let Him lead, and not be about self. Because, like you said, being about self, you have to have self-care and self-preservation and do things for yourself. But we got to remember, like that Bible said, we are one body and many members, and we are members of one another. We attached. We was created to solve problems, bring solutions, and help people. So as long as we are on that road of self, and trying to accumulate all we can get for ourselves, then that's going to definitely, we're going to have that day of reckoning. And I believe that if I would have woke up at a different time earlier, I wouldn't have the vision problems that I had either, but I was focused on doing things my way and my time. And so there's consequences for all the things that we do, good or bad. Just like there's consequences for what they're doing, killing these people and trying to take what they had. And then they want everybody to take sides. We should be on the side of people living and surviving, whether they Palestinian or Israel. We should be on the side of survival. It's a lot of innocent people getting hurt. You know?
As you say, the world is on the side of bling bling. You know.
Can I ask you a question? Oh, go ahead.
Sure, please.
Just changing the subject back to the earthquake and natural disasters and the progression in our region of things that are happening. How can we best prepare to be prepared for disasters, small and large, not country, home?
Individually. You know, you asked some good questions, girl. And I'm not supposed to be the one answering today, but I guess I am. The only way
you are called and chosen for today.
Yeah, thank you. The only way that I see we can be prepared is have people around you. Because, see, God even says, I don't want to be alone, so He made man. And then He didn't want man to be alone, He made woman. So why do we think that we can be on this earth, in this environment, and be alone, have everything of our own, and don't worry about somebody else? See, I use myself as an example in everything I do because I know me better than I know anything else. Hold on 1 second.
Amen.
So I just want to add.
And I'm back. The way I see it, if you live right, you will never be alone because people will magnify towards you. Mm-hmm. When you need, they will be there. You won't have to ask. They will ask you. And if there is a hereafter, there will be more than one hereafter. There will be a good and a bad. And I had a look at what the devil was. I don't want nothing to do with it. So I've tried to do the right thing. Have I always been number one? No. I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of. I ask God for forgiveness. And I know He's forgiven me by some of the things that He has done for me. I fell asleep at the wheel on Route 95 between Richmond, Virginia and Washington, D.C. before they put that new highway in. And I was getting ready to go off that cliff, and my Doberman barked. I pulled off the road, cut it off, went to sleep. My Doberman barked again, and I jumped up. There was a white state trooper walking up to me. So I got out and asked him, what was the problem? He said, you've been laying out here asleep for 2 hours, and we want to make sure you was all right. He said, but you got good protection. So, yeah. So you see, it's things like that that let me know there's someone other than myself taking care of me, and people don't want to believe it. So, all I can do is tell you, just like, and I'm not comparing myself no way, shape, or form with God. But I wouldn't want his job in the world, because if I had his job, half of y'all wouldn't be here. I'd have got rid of him a long time ago. But he shows me that you listen to me, you do what I say, and I take care of you. And like I just said, I'm not bragging no way, shape, or form. But there is nothing that I've ever wanted to do that I haven't done. There's nowhere I ever wanted to go that I haven't gone. There's only one thing I want in life that I haven't had, and that's because Brenda don't want to do it. I want to get on a ship and cruise for 1 year.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh.
She don't want to do it.
That's beautiful.
You see? But I've done everything else. And I went.
No, that's great though. People are doing that. There's actually a floating city, and so I hope that there's that middle point that you both can get to, where maybe she can just fly on to some locations and meet you, and fly off and come back home, and you.
I told her that, but no. No, well, see, I don't want to be on a ship that long without her, because, see, I've been on cruises alone. And after I met her, I don't want to be alone no more.
That's beautiful.
Ever, never. Ever, never.
That's beautiful. But
see, all of my friends know that. Men, women, girls, boys, whatever. They know. I'm going to tell y'all something. The funeral I went to weekend before last, that was my oldest daughter, my first wife's mother. And the reason I went to her funeral, because her and I was that close. When I had my operation in February of last year, when I came out under ether, I'm laying there, and I hear this voice, and my mind is saying, that's Miss Morton. And my body's saying, but you're in Jersey. And when I finished coming out of it, it was Miss Morton, who lived in Farmville, Virginia. My daughter told her, Grandma, Daddy's having an operation. She said, take me to him. That's how much that woman loved me. She told me, and if I'm lying, I hope I speak another word. She told me a month before she died, Bill, if you ever mess up with Brenda, I'm going to get you. Now, you got a mother-in-law telling you to make sure you keep another woman straight? Come on, y'all.
Yeah, Brenda is awesome, I must say.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
You see, so that's how I know I'm walking with God, because my daughter's mother and Brenda get along. My ex-love and Brenda get along. When I had my operation, both of them was sitting there the first night trying to make me take some pain pills.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm mad at them, and I told them I'm going to be mad at them for the rest of my life because they told the nurse, because I wouldn't take them, take the pain pills, crush them up, because Josephine was an ex-nurse. She used to run university, crush them up and put them in his IV. So I told her, I'm going to never speak to you again, girl. She said, that's all right. You'll get over it. But how many men you know are that lucky?
Blessed.
Thank you. No. Do what God wants you to do, and life is great.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're supposed to be worried about all of this that's going on. We prepare as much as you can prepare for any emergency.
Prepare, but what is worrying going to do for you? I haven't seen a man stop an earthquake yet.
No, not like that. I'm just saying, so if the earthquake happens, they shut down, just like, just panic and shortage of this, that, and the third, because people not going out, they not opening stores. You could put a little extra this and that in your house. But I don't think we should be worried and concerned about that. I'm not worried and concerned about it. I'm really not.
See, I don't worry, because when God gets ready for it to all end, all the planning that you've done is not going to stop it.
I have some suggestions.
Okay, go.
So if we're all old enough to remember diapers, do you all know diapers?
Yes.
Okay. So when we use diapers for the babies, after the diaper, in changing, we would put them in a diaper pail, then we would wash them, and then they'd be all nice and fresh on the line or in the dryer, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that when the pandemic happened, I'm sorry, let me go back over here again. And you all know what dish towels are, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So two of the things that people were going bonkers over as if it was literally food and life-saving was toilet tissue and paper towels.
Yep.
Do y'all remember
That's
that?
right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But if you took it back to diapers and dish towels, the economy would have been just a little different during the pandemic.
That's right. But
That's
they don't worry about the economy. They worry about money. I got to make money.
No, but I'm just saying.
What that one guy did? Did you see what that one guy did in New York yesterday? He made a T-shirt, I survived the earthquake in New York. This man sold over 150, I think, T-shirts in a couple hours. That I survived the earthquake in New York. All about money.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're
right.
The other thing, so just think about that. Like if there becomes, even if it's not a shortage of those consumables, think about going back to the basics.
That's
right.
right.
You get one washcloth and you use it for your bathroom needs. You get a dish towel, and of course everybody's stocked up on bleach. Okay, so you just do your hand washing and keep it simple. The amount of money that was spent on paper, and nobody was writing letters either. On paper,
right.
Nobody was wiping their mouth at a restaurant. On
That's
paper towels and toilet tissue. I was afraid of the toilet tissue because my brain says, if you're going to limit us, how do I know that what you're allowing to come through is safe? And here's a crazy thing, because I do crazy things, right? So I have a friend, he was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm wiping my hands. Why do you have toilet tissue in the kitchen? Because it's 1,000 sheets to a roll, and it's much cheaper, And that's for something that I don't want to put in my dishcloth, like grease or something like that. But I will take a roll of Scott tissue and put it in my kitchen because sometimes you just need to wipe things up. He thought that was so disgusting. Not that it had been used. We all know I'm saying that, right? Brand new roll of tissue. But I remember, Markel, I was eating something and I pulled off a piece of tissue and you know how you, like if you have a fish bone or something and you go to take it out your mouth? So I was taking it out of my mouth and I was like, oh my God, this is nasty. The toilet tissue was so nasty, like chemically disgusting. And I said, oh my God, what is this? And I'll take you to this too with the Pampers and the diapers. We have to be mindful what we're putting on our children and ourselves. This is going to sound a little odd. And again, this is like the earthquake kind of conversation because it's in preparation for how do you do better? How do we make sure that we can survive? I'm stocking up on peanut butter between you and I because I think peanut butter is going to just hold me with some water. But when you use those disposable diapers, children and adults, and fluid goes into those diapers, gases emit and go up into the body. Gases emit and go up into the body that causes disorders. Did you all know that?
Yep. No, see, no one, they do not care about anything except money. As I said, I used the analysis about drugs, and if anybody can't see that, you can't tell them nothing else. Now, when you put up a place to sell an item, and then you open up another facility next door to it that sells only items that will bring you back to life if you OD, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I mean, but people are buying
drugs one place and then get the Narcan on the other.
That's it, Narcan. I couldn't think of the name of it. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask another question for a second. I thought a young man was supposed to be on your podcast today.
Yeah, we were talking.
Huh?
Yeah, he is. Aaron. Aaron is
where
right?
is
He was Aaron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay,
I didn't hear you talking. I came on to support you, and they got me running my mouth. I'm supposed to keep quiet and let you talk.
He was talking before you started. I asked him to bring up some statistics about the earthquake, and I wanted to ask people about, where they were, what they were doing, and if they got a chance to experience it and find out some more factors. But this is a great conversation
why did y'all take me through this other conversation?
Ivana had her antennas up, and Ivana just took it in a whole different direction, as she often does. So we just gave her the floor.
Everybody on here takes things in different directions. But
that's right.
The whole building, I live in a 3-story condo, and the whole building moved.
Mm-hmm.
The whole building moved. So that was it.
Adrian said she was at Bethany Church yesterday when the earthquake happened, right, Adrian? Oh, she hardly muted. She said they were having a Women of United meeting. Yeah.
I was Bethany, not Destiny.
I said Bethany.
Oh, Bethany on West Market Street.
Yeah, that's where I was. We were in the basement, and we just heard the rumble. We didn't feel it moving because, usually we're upstairs on the 3rd floor, but we were in the basement. And the lady that was
underground.
Speaking, the lady that was speaking, she didn't even stop. She just kept on speaking, and everybody is like whispering, "Did anybody feel that? Did anybody feel that?" And she just kept talking until she was done. And she goes, "Yeah, I heard it, but I was going to finish what I was saying first." Yeah, but it was very light. I don't know if it's because we were underground or what.
Yeah. So Even I talked to him yesterday. He said they didn't have anything out that way in Louisiana around there. Said it's up this way. And some people even in West Orange didn't feel it. And that's the funny part. They were so close. So it hit where it was supposed to hit. That's how that goes.
People felt
It impacted the people. That's right. Because my sister was outside walking, going to the shop right, and she said, I was in the store. I felt nothing. And my brother's in West Orange. He felt nothing. He was home. So, but if you went past that and it hit Philly and different places like that in New York and stuff, and somebody even took pictures of the ground to show that the ground had cracks in it. They said on the news. I don't know exactly where he was, but so I feel like those things impacted the people that it was supposed to impact. You know, this is my second earthquake that I remember, but the first one was only like a 1 point something. So this is the biggest one I've ever experienced, with a 4.8. So and I was like, I'm sure that's all they're talking about all day on the news and everywhere. So well, let's see what the people want to say about this earthquake, what they were doing, what they were feeling, and why you feel it happened. It's a good question too, you know. And we also covered a lot of that. You know, it's the different times and the different seasons, and it was meant to happen. Wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes, and all of these things are already named in the Bible. So it's just a matter of time before we experience these things. So, like they said, nobody knows the hour or the day when this is all over. Only God knows the time for this. So even with us going towards that, my granddaughter said, I'm not even going to work on Monday because now this eclipse Monday, everybody's talking about that. So people now are preparing for that. And some people are paranoid and afraid. And then you got some people buying the special glasses from Amazon so they can look at it. As they said, you can't look at it with the naked eye.
Which is true. You can't look at it with the naked eye, but you won't see anything but darkness anyway. So all you have to do is look straight, and you can tell when it happens because the whole earth will be dark.
And I think they said that. Go ahead.
Go on. No.
I was just getting ready to say they said it's going to happen early in the morning.
I think it's 12 noon.
Oh,
when the sun is directly in the middle.
Okay. And so now with that being said, they say all other types of things, people panicking as usual. I said this is the same thing they did with when 2000 came in. What was it, Y2K? They was like, oh, everything is going to shut down. We're not going to have this, not going to have that. They gave people money early and to buy food and stock up. And nothing really happened. Because the Bible said when they say everything is good, it'll be sudden calamity. So it's saying man don't even know exactly what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And that's in the scriptures that I read every day. I'm trying to figure out why can't I name the scripture. If it's Titus or whatever, but I can find it. But it says when men say it's going to be peace, it will be sudden calamity. And so you know when they're telling you, predicting you other things, they don't know exactly what's going to happen. They are not the maker of this. So God has given them some clues and some education, but they don't know all. So that's my thought. Anybody else? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:06 p.m.
Well, I know that that I think the best preparation we can have for all of this is to be in the right relationship with God overall, because He's definitely our protector and our keeper. He is our refuge, our fortress, our God, our tower, our strength. So Our Creator is the only one that can help us from any and all calamities. So I think that's the best solution if we want to know how to prepare to be in sync with God and His will and purpose and plan for your life. I think that's the best information we can give anybody. And if you in relationship and covenant and conversation with Him, He will definitely give you the instruction that you need so that you can survive through all these times. So I believe in those promises.
Alexa said, time to buy a watch.
Oh, it's such troublemakers coming on this line. I'm telling you. Do you have your watch?
I sure do, my dear. This is MacGyver.
No, that's not MacGyver. It's not MacGyver. We know MacGyver.
You can't
Trust
tell
me.
by the way I breathe. This is MacGyver.
No, this is not. That's King David.
No, that's not
Forrest.
King David. That's
I said, and Forrest.
No, King David's not on. I don't believe he's on. He might be.
He said this is MacGyver. MacGyver.
I was going to reply to what you was putting out there, my dear sister, because I tell you I was going to bird dog the. But you had one man. You had the master on, Bill Graves, and Sister Bonnie with a wonderful wealth of information, and Miss Adrian going in and out over there on the mute button. So, and then, of course, peace and blessings to Brother and you heard what she said. Now, don't you get the name of that church wrong no more now. You said Bethany. She said Bethany. So you might
it's
get
Bethany.
that right.
She said Destiny, sis.
Oh, she said
She
Destiny.
she thought I said.
I did not say Destiny.
No, you said, I said Destiny, and I didn't say Destiny. I said Bethany. I've been there before several times. I have people numbers from that church. Bethany.
You know what? I didn't see it, but a friend of mine, and Bill might know the lady. I'm trying to think of her name. I know her from the gym. But her mother passed away. Wait a minute now. Somebody else.
Ibadene, your phone, I think.
No, you did that on purpose. Stop, Ibadene.
Stop messing with her.
I'm just kidding, Ibadene. She knows that. But on
I'm on mute. I'm on mute. That's not me.
That's Adrian.
I was going to say that wasn't a Biden. Y'all better stop
That's
doing
right.
that.
Don't let her take no blame for that.
Thank you, Brooklyn girl.
That's right.
You're welcome,
you
Brooklyn
better
girl.
watch out. You better watch out for Brooklyn girl, because Brooklyn girl got some noise back there going on.
Adrian, we're from Brooklyn. We own up to ours. We don't be hiding in the cut.
We ain't scared of nobody.
We not cut buddies.
You said in the crack.
In the cut, it's not the crack. In the flashback, somebody get in the flashback. No, but you know what? Hey, Bethany Church, if you go to there, Deborah, I don't know if anybody ever told you, but they go, that church got some history, got pictures of the airmen, the Tuskegee Airmen in there. They came through North, and it's got so much history in that church, that little church, because a friend of mine's mother had passed. I went there about 3-4 years ago for the wake, and I was looking at them pictures. I was like, wow. And then my man Rick went back. He said, Voss, they got wealth of information on these walls in there. That is I tell anybody, you get a chance, go in there for church and go check that wall out.
That's a historical church.
Yes. That place, I think they go back to 1913 and the 20s. I was like, whoa, So that place got some history there. And then you can slide right across the street. You want to listen to some jazz because the other church has stores and jazz. I don't know if it has the elevator in the middle. You know what I'm talking about, Miss A. And you go right across the street.
Well, actually, Bethany once a month have a jazz night.
At Bethany?
Yeah, but
at Bethany, yeah.
But
if you
he probably talking about New Community where you were going, Adrian. Right there on Market Street for the jazz night where we just went.
Yeah, that used to be a church or something. You walk across the
No,
firehouse.
it's a restaurant, the Pavilion. The Pavilion.
There you go.
It has a jazz night and it has another club and stuff. Man, Adrian just went there a few months back.
Yes.
For the jazz night.
All right. But anyway, what the topic was again, Sister? I got sidetracked.
The earthquake.
Oh, the earthquake. You know what? I felt it. I was sitting here in the front room, and I thought the furnace blew in the house. because it was a boom, and like how you sit in a massage chair. I was like, like a little back and forth. Not like the one on Miss Adrian can relate to this one. Remember them episodes with Sanford and Son where they used to have them earthquakes and you go from one room to the next and come back out. It wasn't that bad. So
no.
And then y'all remember a little later on the same day, I was in my room sitting down talking to somebody. It was real quick.
You're talking to me. You're talking to me.
No.
At 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, man. You were talking on the phone, and you were like, you feel that?
Right.
Before you got on Mr. Williams.
Right. That was
she said
real
you started
quick.
crying for us.
Oh, Adrian?
I did. Yeah,
Laura said you started crying.
I didn't cry. Over a little earthquake? Nah, sis. But I'll tell you what, that's the first earthquake I've experienced I can remember. Yeah, that's all that was. It was a tremor,
That's what it was.
That's what it was. And also, Sister Deborah, just to let you know, starting next Saturday, we got Brother James coming in, all right, with his show. He starts at 4. It's called Saturday Inner Vision. So it's going to be very interesting. He has a men's support group and a health group out of North Carolina. So we're going to, hey, listen, we're going to take some slack off you, sis. You're going to have your show and people come in and we're going to do the due diligence up here. So that's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
That's good.
Is Bill still on?
He's probably listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm still here. I just
want to give you a shout out, Bill. How you been, brother?
Hey, I've been hanging in there. God's been good. I got a lot of good things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a large food bank every fourth Monday for veterans and their relatives, spouses at the VA hospital in East Orange. And I have something else that's working that's going to be able to help everybody.
Good.
So that's why I can't make a lot of stuff, because that's why I had to get off the phone just then. One of the vets called about something.
Mm-hmm.
But
mm-hmm.
and
one thing you can make is I was getting ready to say, you said you can't make a lot of stuff, but I was going to say one thing you probably could make is some of those pies you make for Easter for us.
You know what? I might do that. It won't be the next couple of weeks, because the next couple of weeks because I'm gonna be in Trenton on Monday. So, and then I got a big meeting for the vets on Friday, and during the week I have a couple of big meetings with people who they call themselves in power. So I got to deal with them. So. But
yeah,
we're being on here whenever I can. So whenever I can be here, I will be.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And make sure y'all tell all veterans to come to the East Orange VA on the 22nd between 10 and 2. And if they have to tell them to ask for me, and I will make sure they get food. And I'm not talking about a can of vegetarian beans and a can of Spam. I'm talking about a case of vegetables and produce and dozens of eggs and different meats, and there will be some canned goods and some grits and some rice and juices, things that are really for the body.
That's good, because I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at least a veteran. I'm the mother of a veteran. No, but that's awesome, and it's hard to find these food pantries that or banks that give out quality stuff now, because it used to be like that. I mean, there's a church on South One Avenue, and they used to give like 50-pound bags of potatoes, or they give cases of eggs, and sometimes they'll be giving cases of even seafood and different things and yogurts and stuff like that. But it's so many places now that the stuff is just outdated and old. It's not really quality stuff that they're giving people anymore.
Well, I pick up the day of. I have a driver. He's at their warehouse at 7:25, picking up. So that's the way I operate. Because see, I might get thirsty or hungry, and I can't eat for certain stuff. My body's funny.
That's
and
good.
I'm not to give nobody something that I wouldn't eat.
That's just what I was getting ready to say. You know, our parents always told us don't to give people stuff that we wouldn't mind having, that we would like ourselves. Do unto others that you would have them to do unto you. Love your brother as yourself, your neighbor as yourself. So, I mean, if you do all those things, you'll definitely do things in a way of quality, excellence. And this is what you do to the least of them, you do unto me. So when people have doing things, it's an offense to God, too, because you're trying to give that to your brother or sister, and you just doing something. So I always tell people it's about the way you do, the quality of what you do, you know. And like you said earlier, we don't do things with expect to receive something back from somebody. We do what is needed to be done and keep it moving. And I think that make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you so blessed, Mr. Graves, because it's not about what you can get from the people, but about you doing right by people, doing what need to be done. So that's awesome.
Well, thank you,
Mr.
Graves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to leave y'all now, and y'all stay blessed, be good, and I'll try to do the same.
You too, definitely. Thank you. Alexa, what time is it?
Time to go
3:19. 3:19. She is home. She's here with me, Adrian.
Time for us to go home.
Hold on. If it's 3:19, that makes it my birthday again, just for the record. I'm just saying.
Again?
March 19th.
But,
again and again and again. Oh, hold on. Alexa, play Happy Birthday so we can celebrate her birthday.
Wait,
Alexa.
On Friday, April 12th, Layla Hathaway is going to be at the Union County Performing Arts Center in Rahway. Did y'all know?
Oh. Mm-mm.
You hear
Smooth
that?
Jazz in Smooth Jazz, New Jersey.
Oh,
that's happy birthday for me. Thank you.
That's the chipmunks.
Thank you. Better than the dog for you.
I love dogs. I wouldn't know.
Thank you, Deborah.
Turn the volume up to 10. Oh, here you go. Another happy birthday. Oldie, it's your birthday. It bleeped it out. That's cool. Alexa, pause. She is horrible.
Alexa, what time is it? Oh.
Okay, Adrian had a date. You hear her by the name?
What time is it, y'all?
If you could pull up the I'm talking to my sister for a second. Shalette, if you could pull up the happy birthday thing that Etoria did for me if I sent it to you.
321.
My Facebook is kind of down.
What is it?
It was a really cool happy birthday that my daughter has sent to me.
You don't know who it was by? Because this has a whole list of happy birthday things lined up back to back. Alexa, play the next happy birthday song. No, nobody wants your song. Is it fast or slow, Biden?
It's sexy, actually.
This lady
I hear it. I hear it.
Mr. President.
I was gonna say it sound like Marilyn Monroe's birthday.
It probably is. Alexa, what is this?
This is Happy Birthday, Mr. President by Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Uh-huh.
Who's that? Is that Aaron still on?
That sounds like MacGyver for real now.
I'm still on.
Yeah, but it was somebody else speaking. Alexa, play the next song. That was Marilyn Monroe saying happy birthday to the president. And we don't want Biden thinking she's the president.
That's my song. I'm going to train my dog to do that.
Oh, my God.
No, she's not trying to sing with them.
Go.
Okay, I want to hear a Bodney song.
Hold on, I found.
We waiting it.
Listen.
Alexa, pause.
Time for me to go make me some lunch. I'm hungry.
Stuff.
That's nice, right?
I can't hear
We
it.
ain't hear it. You got quiet. Like you muted yourself.
It must be real nice. Only certain types of ears can hear it.
You still didn't hear it?
No.
No, it's only for your ears only. For your ears only.
Again.
She's trying to punk us, Deborah. Only certain ears can hear it.
Oh, that's so weird.
I know she's
It
going to
sounds
come
like
back and say only highly intellectual ears can hear it.
So with those antennas she got, right?
Uh-huh.
Alexa, play a happy birthday sexy song.
Oh, wait. Okay, be quiet a minute. Be quiet. Listen.
Happy,
Don't say nothing.
let's say happy birthday sexy mama.
Can you hear me?
Alexa,
Listen.
pause.
Your call has been disconnected.
Listen.
Returning
Everybody
to
be
your
quiet.
message center.
Everybody
To
be
repeat.
Turn it up, Biden.
Or move closer to the speaker.
Yeah.
Can you hear it then?
We heard
No.
1, 2, 3, and nothing
Okay,
else.
but listen. You have to be so this is how. Okay, let me give a little bit of instruction here. He who has the mic first has the mic. So if everybody, then this is not even just for now. This is when we're on our podcast and everything. If you're speaking and you take a deep breath and somebody else is speaking, they come in. Whoever has the mic first has the floor. And so it becomes really conjumbled because you'll hear one person say 3 words and then the next person come in with 19 words, but the other person with the 3 words is the one that was supposed to be speaking. So I need everybody to hush. So you still didn't hear that, right?
No.
That's
no,
awesome.
we hushed. Yeah. We hushed, and nothing happened.
No, I thank you. I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So what's the name of it? What's the name of it?
I'll hear it now.
Did y'all get that one?
Yeah.
That was better. No?
Yes.
Yes, a lot better. Now we got to go ahead and let it play.
That's it. That's it. Hold on.
No, let it repeat. This time don't say nothing because it was coming in.
Do you hear anything, sweetheart? I don't hear anything. Come here, baby. Do you hear anything?
Okay. I thank you very much for your time. Next.
No,
Now
was
you got
good. You was just
now you got our
coming
curiosity up. I want to hear the song.
Yeah.
What's the name of it so I can pull it up?
I don't know. It
That's
says,
what
I
I
want to
asked.
say happy birthday to you. But it's like a choir. It's really nice. But can I, okay, so we're still on this show of the earthquake. I was shaken but not stirred, but I'm not asking to be stirred. If that's the last one for our lifetime, I'm okay with that. You know, what you didn't do didn't get done. But I want to share a message with you all that I shared with Mr. Sanford Williams, and I'm not sure if I may. May I?
I mean, is it about the earthquake? I don't know. Go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
You are the most advanced host that I believe we have on Grown Folk Talking, with beautiful announcements, invites to Susan, your production assistant, announcer, and crowd pleaser. You win the GFT Progressive Achievement Award with a trophy. I swear, his show, like his invitations now, are so beautifully done.
Yes. I
They
love
are
the fact that
so
he has the
beautifully
lady.
done. And then with Sharon, not Sharon, I was calling her Sharon before. With Susan, she's like his production assistant or his producer, and she comes on, she announces, she's a crowd pleaser, and I have watched him evolve with his
I
show.
agree.
I believe
told
he
him
gets
that
the
too.
Grown Folk Talking Progressive Achievement Award. But, of course, there isn't one. It's not my platform. I'm not the CEO. That was my personal message to him.
That's nice. It was
I
nice.
pretty much said the same thing to him about Nate.
Yeah, it was nice. I saw the intro and stuff. I thought it was nice. And she's bubbly and energetic and stuff like that, introduce her. And she readjusts really quickly and adapt to the situation. She know how to change things up and flow. So that was good. So that's a beautiful thing. Evolving. We're evolving on Grown Folk.
I like the way he uses her in a good way. He, Oh, okay. I gotta get off. I don't know what time it is, but
Alexa, what time is it? Thank you, AJ. You just hurt yourself. It's 3:30. So I guess we will play a nice song like before we get off. Thank you, Erin, for being coming in, standing in for me, because you're such an awesome nephew. Oh, thank God for you. He is awesome. I think he's evolving greatly too.
He is.
And he has everybody back that has his back. Also,
him and his sidekicks.
Mr. T-Bone himself. Hey,
no,
Aaron,
you still on?
T-Bone, thank you. He have his daughter with him, so
he has two of them with him. He have a boy and a girl or two girls.
Well, he actually is. He's a father of many children. He adopted all that he did in birth.
I mean that usually they're with him. There was two kids with him.
He probably had the youngest two. The youngest two with him right now.
6 and what the other one say?
Yeah, like 2. Like 3 or 2. Madison. See, she hear me on here, she gonna think I'm her grandma. Grandma. Alexa, play All I Do Is Win.
Here's All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled on Amazon Music.
That's what I want. Alexa, turn it up to 10.
Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the
go up. And they say down, and they say down, and they say down. Cause all I do is win. Put your hands in the air.
All right. You have a good night. Good day.
You too. All I do is win, no matter what. Get money on my mind, you never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. Cause all I do is win. Cause if you're going in, put your hands in the air, make them say there. Alexa, pause. Thank you so much for being a part of Let's Talk About It with Deborah. Thank you so much, Aaron, for filling in for me. Thank you, Mr. Graves, our CEO and founder. We thank you for being on the line. Forrest Nance, Avada Nay Smith, Adrian Canton, and everybody else that came online. God bless you and have a great rest of your day.